It's festive around here, and it was a festive night in our nation's capital tonight. At the White House, the president and first lady are on hand for the 99th annual lighting of the national Christmas tree. The event was hosted by LL Cool J. Originally, Snoop was supposed to host, but he canceled when he found out it wasn't the kind of tree lighting that he's used to. And it was a star-studded lineup. This is going to air as a TV special Sunday night on CBS. And the event itself is very different from the previous administration.
It's the 99th annual National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony from Washington, featuring President Joe Biden, buggy rides, non-alcoholic cider, the world's biggest gourd, performances by the Pennsylvania State War Widows Choir, Marie Osmond, Leslie Stahl, Billy Davis Jr., and MARILYN MCCOO, and the president's own regiment of penny whistlers. Hosted by L. Cool JJ from either CSI or NCIS. The 99th annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony, only on CBS, following an all-new episode of Bull, which is still on.
Oh, well, that's a good... I didn't know that. Good for Bull. This was some event. This might seem like we faked it, but we didn't. Graham Potus gave a nice little shout-out to LL.
And a special thanks to tonight's host, LL Cool J. I tell you what, man, he looks like he can still play. And I'm not talking about instruments. I'm talking about football or something. The man is... Yeah, anyway, I tell you what.
I'll tell you what. The tree's not the only thing lit tonight. It's good they got the tree lighting done tonight, because by Saturday, the government might not be able to pay for electricity. Congress, once again, is racing to pass a deal to keep the government funded and avoid a shutdown. If a resolution isn't passed by the Senate, the government would run out of money tomorrow at midnight. I don't understand this. Donald Trump isn't president anymore. Why are we still running the country like it's one of his businesses? A number of Republicans in the Senate are saying they might vote against it as some kind of protest against the Biden administration's vaccine mandate. We really are at a level of crazy that's hard to understand. These guys are threatening to shut down the government because the president's trying to protect us from a deadly disease. It makes no sense. It's like running your minivan off the road because you don't like the song on the radio. Biden said he spoke to Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer and believes there won't be a shutdown unless somebody decides to be erratic. And by somebody, he means Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas. Hot Dog Teddy is he seems to be desperate for attention again. Ted Cruz and I had an interesting back and forth today. Last night, I posted a very nice picture of him naked sitting on a hot dog on Twitter. And this morning, he took time away from holding the government hostage to tweet. So ever since I kicked his ass at basketball, Jimmy Kimmel has been kind of obsessed. Last night, he put out a really creepy fake picture of me. They're all creepy, by the way. Naked, riding his hot dog. Sorry, Jimmy. And then a meme that I think was from Jeopardy of a contestant saying, "What is he's just not into you?" So I wrote back, because it's the polite thing to do. I wrote, "Dearest Ted, what a strange erotic fantasy you turn this into. I'll see you in Cancun." But I get it. He doesn't like the picture. So please do not tweet this photo of Ted Cruz using the hashtag #HotDogTeddy. He doesn't want it. He doesn't have time for nonsense like this. He's busy trying to shut the country down, okay? You know, in Germany, they're not taking any chances at all with this Omicron variant. The German government today announced a nationwide lockdown for people who aren't vaccinated. It's always a little scary when you hear the words Germany and lockdown in the same sentence, but unvaccinated Germans will be banned from all but the most essential businesses in the country. They'll only be allowed to go to supermarkets, pharmacies, and stores that sell black turtlenecks. That's it. Germany has one of the lowest vaccination rates in Western Europe. The only shots Germans take are Jägermeister and Rumpelminz. So, back here in the United States, more cases of Omicron were reported today. One in Colorado, one in Minnesota, and 5 in New York. President Biden unveiled his plan to fight COVID and Omicron during the winter. International travelers, people coming to this country, will now have to show proof of a negative test the day before they leave their country, and Biden is requiring insurance companies to cover the cost of at-home COVID tests. You know what? Maybe they could combine the at-home COVID test with pregnancy tests. And, honey, I have good news and I have bad news. But But Biden said his plan pulls no punches and he believes could unite the country. Yes, as at this point, Dolly Parton and a tub of superglue couldn't unite this country. Meanwhile, our former president dialed up his Fox and Friends this morning on the phone. Guess he hasn't figured out FaceTime yet, to share his thoughts on the job Joe Biden is doing and give a quick but powerful lesson in revisionist history.
He's done just an absolutely terrible job getting it out and getting people to take it. I mean, people just don't want to take it. And the vaccines have been, I have to be very proud of the vaccines. We did it in less than 9 months. People said it was going to take 5 years to 12 years and probably wouldn't work. They work incredibly well. Some people don't want to take them, and that's their freedom, and that's what we have to do. But people don't want to take them because they don't trust Biden. They don't trust the administration. We had none of that. Everybody was fighting to take them, and we were doing great.
What are you even talking about? The first vaccine was given on December 14th, after you lost the election. The only thing people were fighting over when you were president was toilet paper, okay? But he's just... He's like he's talking himself into something. I invented the vaccine. It's the best vaccine, but people shouldn't take it if they don't want it, especially not if Joe Biden, who had nothing to do with it, by the way, is telling them to take it, and they should take it, but they also shouldn't if Biden tells them to, because if it weren't for me, we wouldn't even have a vaccine for people to refuse to take. Is that clear, or should I keep going? I can go on forever. We won't. It hardly seems possible, but there's an even dumber Donald Trump out there. His name is Donald Trump Jr. He was on Hannity last night. Sean, welcome, the human sweat stain, whose reason for appearing on television last night was to slander Dr. Fauci.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a bureaucrat. He's not a good doctor. He's better at being a bureaucrat. They're going to implement the draconian measures to shut down our economy once and for all because they don't care. There's no consequence. And as long as we keep giving that clown his 15 minutes of fame, the TV that he so desperately craves, we're going to be in these lockdown situations forever.
Now, that's a very interesting clip because it's hard to figure out if he's talking about Dr. Fauci or if he's talking about himself. So let's play it back piece by piece.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's you.
As long as we keep giving that clown his 15 minutes of fame.
That's you.
The TV that he so desperately craves.
And you.
We're going to be in these lockdown situations forever.
Yes, I believe the psychiatrist called that projection. So, he really does. He sure does talk about the economy a lot for someone who never had to go out and get a job, doesn't he? By the way, have you seen the trailer for the new Magic Mike movie? Steven Soderbergh announced that what will be the third movie in the Magic Mike series. They're bringing back some of the original cast, and they've also added a fresh new face, too.
Buenos dias.
Yeah, the poodle is off the leash. And one more thing before we forge ahead. It's Thursday night. That means it's time to bleep and blur the big TV moments of the week, whether they need it or not. It is this week in Unnecessary Censorship.
If you are vaccinated, but still worried about the new variant, get your booster. If you aren't vaccinated, get that.
Why are they Mike Lindell? I did nothing wrong. Why is Jimmy Kimmel me every night, Right.
Dr. Fauci, who will give a brief statement and then answer some questions. He does have a heart.
Tiger revealing his injury was so bad, his doctors considered cutting off his.
You have to till it hurts, but then you can't go overboard. That's the hard part.
When I first met Tony, somebody came to me after the show and they said, Tony Bennett would like to you. And I said, excuse me?
So I could barbecue the hamburgers on my and hand them off of me.
I'd like to wish you today a very happy National Day. Did you today, Alex?
Oh, I'm actually at night.
Oh.
Well, no, that's not true. I during the day.
And it's Roman.
Grandma.
Yeah, should always do that.
All right. Thanks for watching, and remember, every time you click the subscribe button, one of your enemies gets destroyed.